Hello, everybody. Do you like my headphones? It's like, why?
By the way, that's my headphones.
Yes, Esbat's headphones, actually. Okay, hello, everybody. I wrote a long post on Facebook, and of course, I lost the post and everything I wrote, so I wanted to come online and talk about it because this is so important. That keeps me awake at night. Everything that I see in politics that is unacceptable. So let me talk about a few points. I'm going to try to not elaborate too much, but stay straight to the point on many issues that we see during the elections, where you actually wonder how far crime can go just to win some elections. So maybe you're not surrounding yourself with the right people if you have to go through human trafficking and bringing people massively just to gain votes. This is unacceptable. That makes all the immigration process, legal immigration process, irrelevant. Why is it so important? Because when you apply to become an American citizen, or at least a resident, you have to go through a background check. Okay, so it is true there are people who are fleeing justice in their country and come to America, like they were saying in Elon Musk's video at the border. They cannot trace the police reports from other countries, so people can flee the justice system and come to America and come here and bring crime, and this is unacceptable. So we have to screen. I am all about immigration, and I am all about opening doors to refugees, people who flee their country because of poverty, being harassed by their governments, kids who have seen murders in their family, who have lost everything in natural catastrophes,
Mommy,
like floods and stuff. Hold on, baby.
It's called puberty, not poverty.
Poverty. And so yes, we need to open the door for these people urgently, because they are not criminals. They come here to find safety, a safe place, to find opportunities, to start over, offer chances to their children to have an education. Okay, so maybe we won't see the effect in the first generation, but in the second generation, their kids growing will be the new generation of workers, highly qualified workers who bring their culture. So we're in a balance right there, okay, between welcoming refugees and screening the criminals who are here to escape the justice system. So this is not a joke, because if they come here to kill and steal, we cannot accept that. So on the one side, you have massive immigration that is, we can call human trafficking, in exchange of votes for the Democrats. And on the other side, you have an extremist who have zero empathy and who wants to literally remigrate people who came here to save their family. So if you're not able to handle this, maybe you're just not surrounding yourself with the right people. If you have to do that just to gain votes, then find the right people. So Tony Robbins is an expert in human trafficking. He's been sponsoring movies on the topic. He's been all about health. So now when I see grandkid Kennedy going on the side of Trump and saying that he wants to make America healthy again so we can have clean water and what was it, sanitary conditions and stuff like that, this is exactly what Joe Biden is already doing with his mandate, by replacing lead pipes, supporting a survivor from harmful exposures and stuff like that, expanding the medical system. So all this is already into place. So you cannot just come all the good stuff that he's doing and say you're going to do that if they vote for the other party. It's just the continuity of what they're doing. The only attractive thing about Trump's candidacy is Elon Musk, because he's bringing freedom of speech, he's bringing the knowledge, he's bringing the technology, he's bringing insight and honesty and integrity, because he's not criticizing everything that the Democrats are doing. He's actually able to recognize when Kamala Harris does something right, when they're being actually killing terrorists there in the Middle East. So this is another problem. We are sick and tired of the Middle East not being able to handle their terrorists and evolving, progressing.
Can you pause it? Okay.
They're not able to evolve, okay, with the global culture. There's still, like, even 50 years ago in Afghanistan, women didn't have to wear the abaya, okay? So they're regressing.
Mommy, what's
there.
an
So
abaya?
we need to send NATO needs or American elites, they need to send their elite forces to destroy the terrorists like Obama did during, who was it, Saddam or Bin Laden, and they got rid of the problem. But then it's not just killing the terrorists. We need to step up into their governments, into their policies, and make sure that new people rule that, and it's integrated, infiltrated into their educational system by bringing books like my book, for example, that covers all the symbols from all around the world, because it brings curiosity. Then facilitating travels. Right now, I just got scammed from my hotel in New York City because you have all these ads online for cheap travels and stuff like that, that you get to that, and then they refuse to give you the service. They found whatever excuse to give you to not give you the service and upgrade you to another stuff that's probably not going to work anyways, and then you're losing your money like this, and then you're blocking the road. So more integrity in travel agencies, but facilitating people to go actually explore the world and see something else. Then helping countries from South America to give more opportunities. So maybe, I don't know, what I'm thinking is, for example, a company like SpaceX, okay, who is now...
You need to learn more English, Mrs. French lady.
I know, that's why I don't like to speak English, because my accent is so bad, but at least I try. And a company like SpaceX, for example, who's now a pioneer in the space engineering, now is a good time, for example, to start opening, like they're doing with X, okay, Twitter, the social media, to maybe create in other countries, like the Navy was doing when I met my husband in Peru. They were sending the Navy to train the local military in Peru with their strategic operations, small boat operations, maneuvers and stuff like that in the Amazon.
Wow.
So that was a great cooperation that just helps the military. So now why not sending out our leading companies and export them in other countries, not just export, but take the model and replicate it in other countries, so you can actually hire there locally and help those people have opportunities without having to deny their culture and move to other countries. So if you decide that you're gonna control immigration, then you have to go see what are the root of the problem and help them solve it, because a lot of the problems came from COVID. For us, it took 4 years to recover from COVID. So people who criticize Joe Biden because the economy was bad, this is just the country he inherited after COVID, and it took years to create the jobs, and we're just barely reaching out to us now. So some stuff takes years. Now, regarding Tony Robbins, I wish that he would step up into politics and speak towards his audience about their view, because they have millions of followers.
It's politics.
In politics, but maybe the strategy is to his niche is people who don't like politics. Okay, because sometimes when they would talk about politics, then the comments would be like, we're not here for politics, we're here for business, we're here for our self-development and stuff like that. So maybe you just don't need only politicians at the government, but people who actually work with corporations, who actually, he's doing his thing without bragging all around the world, helping people, making sure nobody's left behind. He's been doing this for years. It's time that he gets his reward. It's time that Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, gets his Legion of Honor, that he gets his Nobel Peace Prize, that they get their reward. It's time that I get my job at the UN. It's time that Elon Musk, maybe that he has all his companies all set up and working, that he gets to do the government efficiency and work for energy. It's time that all these people that have lifetime achievement get their reward in their lifetime. So it motivates, they become a role model, and it motivates the new generation to make efforts. Because right now, for example, I'm taking my story with working every weekend, creating content, going to all the events, dedicating my life, putting my family aside sometimes to try to make a difference. I'm not an example because I'm in debt, get treated like garbage most of the time. Where I go, I'm left at the door like a dog. This is not showing other people to go ahead and take risk. You know, all my friends, they tell me, no, don't go to these events now. You're going to waste your money again. This got you in enough troubles. And they're right. They're right. So none of my friends that I have here around that see me grinding does this. Okay, they're just staying small in their corner, being content with what life is giving them. And I'm grateful. Oh my God, I'm grateful for my life. And the situation is not that bad because in the end, you see, I'm still in my house. I'm healthy. I'm able to pay my bills. I did find a job, but I'm not content with doing the same thing I was doing 15 years ago. I'm not content with living in the uncertainty of what is going to happen next year. Okay, sometimes, yes, you don't want to be guilty of wishful thinking, but you also have to fight for what you wish was true and not just be content with what the crumbs that people give you if you know you're capable of so much more. And then you become an example and people start asking, how did you do it? Well, I took risk. I took a lot of risk, okay? Elon Musk, you see his company 18 years ago here, assembling pieces in his garage or a warehouse. Probably not a lot of people bet on him, and now everybody wants to work with them. So, sorry, I'm yelling because I'm actually... Here, let me... Yes, mine are wired, okay?
It's called pieces, not pisses.
Pieces. So...
You need to take some English lessons.
I know, baby, I do.
From yourself.
Right. So yes, so give people their reward. Have those leaders in corporation go work for the government because they can bring their insight and show people the way to get there.
Cooperation?
Huh?
Cooperation.
Cooperation.
Yes.
What else? Russia and the Middle East cannot be approached. They have to be approached differently. Okay, because the Middle East is a problem of terrorism, is a problem of government handling their culture, of regressing, of being too conservative. You know, it's illegal in Egypt to wear white. It's illegal in Egypt to talk about spirituality.
Wait, it's illegal in Egypt to wear white?
Yes. When we did the event in Egypt with Matthias De Stefano, it was officially a yoga event because otherwise we would all have ended up in jail. So this country, as much as they have all the ancient cultures there are still way back, and the only way that culture can expand is by exposure. And if half of America is racist or scared, maybe they're not racist, but they're scared of foreign things, it's because they don't travel enough. So I do believe that the Middle East, we've tried. It's not that he didn't handle it right. Actually, Joe Biden did exactly what at least I thought was the right thing to do, because we were like, stop, we want a culture of peace, not a culture of war. The military should be a humanitarian force and environmental force, and this is exactly what they did. They sent the troops in Samoa, in Indonesia, in all these islands in the Pacific to help them build schools, repair the lands. They were doing amazing things like humanitarian work. That was awesome. He protected the troops. Most of the troops did not go in war conflict zones. So maybe Kamala Harris said that there was no American troops in conflict zones. Maybe she forgot. Yes, okay, well, they tore down some terrorists in the Middle East, at least some of them, you know, but that's not the majority. but maybe now it's going to be necessary. We tried the non-invasive strategy by sending them weapons and trying to have them deal with their own problems. Thank you, baby. You're welcome. But it didn't work. They were not able, and in the end, the guns and the weapons ended up in everybody else's hands. So now maybe it's our time to interfere there and recuperate all these weapons. I think this mandate, whoever is president, hopefully Kamala Harris, and Tony Robbins has a strong hand, because I know they're listening to me and I know this is the right thing to do. And Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that we have to go on a nuclear hunt. We have to remove the weapon from the circulation. We have to stop building weapons. Okay, so go ahead, get those terrorists, recuperate the weapons. And Russia, on the other hand, we need a negotiation, because it's not one crazy... Stop interrupting, please. Stop interrupting, please. It's not one dictator doing just whatever he wants. He has allies. He has China, that is a great nation. He has the BRICS, okay? So, yes, pardon my accent. Apparently it's bothering. It's very annoying, as my son says. But you know what? It's better than speak another language in a bad accent than not speaking any other language at all. So I'm kind of proud of my broken English, because if you would speak French as bad as I speak English, then at least you would speak another language. And at least it's better to try than just stay stateless. So anyways, now please stop interrupting, because every time I have to rethink what I'm saying. If you interrupt one more time, I will take your Nintendo and interrupt you in what you're doing. Let's see if you like it. Okay, so what was I saying now? He has the BRICS, he has China, he has arguments that are true. There is censorship. There was censorship and cultural cancellation in Europe and in America, okay, because of course Russia is perfect, okay? There has never been censorship in Russia. So we need, and he's not going to stop, okay? So and he has one of the biggest lands in the world. So why does he want to expand his land? That there's no reason for it, okay? So that would be easy to negotiate. I mean, probably not easy because they've tried it, but I keep telling you to hire me at the UN and put me in charge of the negotiations with Russia, because I love Russia. I love Russian people. The women are smart and beautiful. We're not doing this for Putin. We're doing this for the Russian people, the Ukrainian people. And the only way to regulate this conflict is to find a common goal. And the common goal is space exploration. I'm telling you, because Putin is obsessed with the F-16 and the aircraft and new engines and the space exploration. Russians are actually leaders in the space exploration as well. So gather on a common goal. The Space Olympics have healed the differences with Europe. The Paris Olympics have healed the relationships with Europe. They can also heal the relationship with Russia by having this rushed goal of the Space Olympics 2030 and working together on that, and stop spending all the money on troops and having a giant laser tag in space that is damage free. That is the solution, okay? So you listen or you keep sending weapons and killing people. So now, yes, first we tried the non-invasive manner, okay? That was the wisest thing to do. Now they haven't been able to handle it, so now we continue. It's not that they, like Tony Robbins said, you know, there was this story of a general who had two choices to make, and they were like, how did you know it was the right choice? It's like, I didn't, but I had to make a decision. And then you will find out soon enough if it's the right decision or not. Now we found out these people cannot handle themselves. So expats, let's go. That's your time. Now that we have so many immigrants coming into America, send your Americans over there overseas, people who want to be humanitarian. Send some French people. French people love, like the dream of every French person is to be an expat. All the French people want to be expats. We love to travel. We love to speak languages. We love to work in embassies and stuff like that. Thank you, Esteban. So go ahead, send some French people in the Middle East and give them high salary jobs and make them work in schools and give them jobs in Dubai, in Oman, in Israel, in Egypt, in all these zones. And I promise you, when we were in Bahrain at the Alliance Française, we had a huge impact. Everybody wanted to come to our event. We had a huge impact in the community because we had multicultural events. We're not just doing French events, but we were working with the Indian communities, the British communities, working with local hotels. That was amazing what we did.
Mommy?
Yes.
It's not called event, it's called event.
Okay, thank you. Events. And we some of my students came to visit me in France afterwards. I took them everywhere on tours. We were facilitating exchanges between universities, having people from France, from the Kabylie and Vichy, speak about their program to go study in France with the partnering universities, knowing that in France, studying in France is free. It's not, you're not going to end up in debt with hundreds of thousands of dollars like in America. In France, studying is free. In France, health insurance is free. This is why so many people want to go to France, and that we have so many good degrees, because people can go study for free. In the meanwhile, they're working and they can travel, they can have better opportunities around the world and stuff. But I said I wasn't going to elaborate. I want to stay straight to the point. So the immigration, the health, the VP, Tony Robbins, okay, we said we were not going to let anyone behind. So let's stay loyal to the network and bring all our people in, the people who supported you, the people who, Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, what they've done for all the entrepreneurs in America, all these people that were lost, okay, during COVID, lost their jobs, didn't have degrees, all businesses shut down. We had to bring everything online. Who is the only company in the whole America that generated a movement during COVID immediately to redirect all the businesses online that we could do from our house? The masterminds. These are the only one, okay? Then it rippled out to ClickFunnels, and then all their affiliates starting doing the same thing. It rippled out to what's his name, Jay Shetty, and not Shady, Jay Shetty, sorry, and
I'm about to correct you.
Grant Cardone in the real estate industry, all of that. Okay, so all these people that were completely lost and not knowing what to do, they come online, created a community. This was them. Okay, so Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, without the masterminds, you would have like millions and millions of people not knowing what to do, in complete panic. They solved our anxiety and turned it into motivations. Now, not everybody, but at least the people who followed through, because it's like everything. If you do a course and you abandon after 3 weeks, then you're not going anywhere. But if you keep going all the way to the end, now see, I'm applying to the United Nations, I'm talking to the White House, I'm sending spaceship concepts to SpaceX. What did it start SpaceX? Is when I had this formula, this anti-gravity formula one day, and right after that, there was the NASA International Space Challenge. Of course, I wasn't looking to work for NASA. But I remember Dean, he was saying, give a C project to 8 people and they will turn it into a masterpiece. And I remember he said that, I was like, okay, I gotta do it. So I did the International Space Challenge. I didn't win, but I did write the whole magazine to explain all my concept. What did I do? This was my entry pass to get my job as a science teacher at Idea School, where I work right now. Which did what? That then I had to get certified in science, that I went deeper into learning the laws of motions and Newton's laws, also the laws of thermodynamics, Newton's laws of motions, and then the laws of thermodynamics. Not yet. me. So cute. And after that, then I had new ideas to continue my formula. And so then one step after another, it got deeper. And then I finally got to attract SpaceX's attention and send them my concept, and realize that they also in parallel working on the exact same thing, that it wasn't so irrelevant, actually it was very relevant. And I realized I was the only person who actually thought of that, okay, and that they were also making it happen. So now makes it relevant to go work and be a spokesperson for technology. So you see, you follow through all the way, and then you become the expert. So that's what they did. So a little bit of gratitude and recognition, so we can all motivate the new generation to do something. Because right now, it's like I'm saying, people don't want to help each other. People want to stay small because they don't want to take risk, and they're just individual. There is this individualistic mindset that the spiritual communities, by the way, spread it all around, that you have to grind to make it, you have to do your own mistakes, sometimes they're gonna leave you for dead, so just so you make your own experiences, when actually I say it since the beginning, we need to create a circular economy, okay, invest into each other's business so we can rise all together, and not just invest into the big corporations, okay, that we admire because they are role models, and us just being left here. No, it's got to trickle down as well. It's got to be both ways. And then you invest in my business, and then I'm going to invest in someone else's business, and we all invest in each other's business, so we don't have to wait for the government to do everything for us. We are our own economy. They can give us incentives and debt reliefs and loan consolations and stuff, but we also have to take our part. You can't just expect charity from everybody and not wanting to be contributing a bit, okay? We have to invest into each other's business. So at least reward the people who are willing to work and be a part of the community. And then the mastermind, they didn't get involved in politics because of what I did. I gave everything for free. I gave everything for free to everybody, and what happened? Nobody bought my stuff. See, I got my Oracle, Mother Earth Mandala Oracle. I got my yearly check today, $50 royalty from my Mother Earth Mandala Oracle. Woo! That's what I get for giving everything for free. Nobody buys my stuff. So they went the other way. They decided to not give anything unless you give them a role, and you actually hire them to do that. So that's another strategy. But their reputation is not to be made anymore. Me, I had to give everything so people could see what I can do. But I think this is two extremes between giving away everything for free and you're not respecting yourself, and just closing the door and blackmailing, unless you have the thing, you get nothing, and then the doors don't open either. So finding a balance between
Mommy, what is blackmail?
you respect yourself too much and you don't respect yourself enough, so maybe respecting each other would be the right way. So what is the other thing? So immigration, health, Tony Robbins, human trafficking, that's what it sounds like actually. And the UN, last thing, the UN. So of course a part of me is saying, don't go to the UN, you've already taken too much risk. I'm not going to take a credit, because right now if I'm going to New York City, I have to make a mini loan to be able to travel there, because I don't have the funds. Play it safe, but at the same time, if I play it safe, nothing's going to ever change. Playing safe is the best way to know that nothing is ever going to change. And
Mommy.
it's in your closet.
Okay.
And and the last place I want to go through a scandal is the UN, because I highly respect them. It's the most respectable organization in the entire world. So of course, whatever, I'm gonna go there. If they decide to leave me at the door, I'm not gonna throw a scandal. You know, the scandal is for later when we're at the assembly in front of weapon manufacturers, and this is when you throw a scandal. But I'm not gonna throw a scandal to my friends, so I'm going there to show you that I will always show up for you, and then let you decide. And if I'm at the door, I will go visit the visitor center, but don't expect me to show up again. I think this would be the perfect opportunity to change the dynamic, to start new collaborations, to bring in the network together, to have a new online vibe, because right now my vibe, I am so drained, and you know, the trust is fading, even though now that I realize how many times they called me to go and actually sign up for the event, the Secretary General and stuff, I was like touched. I was like, oh my God, wow. But then the result is the same. I'm still here struggling to make my way. So I'm excited. I'm gonna go exciting with my high vibe. Hopefully robots. Oh yeah, that was another thing I wanted to say. We created the technology to help us. We create the digital logistics to help us creating ticketing, to help us facilitating organizing events and stuff like that. But we don't want to be taken over by robots so much that we cannot even use our hearts, our brain, our network to let people in. Okay, it's like we have to also find a balance between robots ruling our world and having some common sense to welcome a friend like you. I don't need a background check to go to the United Nations, guys. Okay, I think you know everything about my life. Hey, come here! Oh my God! Spider-Man! Take me to New York City, Spider-Man!
No.
Let's go. So yeah, I can't wait to go to New York. I'm excited. So that was the last point, and let me think. So yeah, I think that's about it. Everything I wanted to say. Thanks for my new besties, Kim and Chloe, for telling me to step up the makeup. You know, I'm always like this when I clean my house on a Sunday. You know, that's my natural. But yeah, so grateful for the support. I'm ready to take action and make this happen, to go be part of the negotiations. I think there is a huge work to do with Russia right now. We're sick of hearing all these fight stories, of course, approaching the elections. They're all the war threats and stuff. Why? Because they want to control, you know, by fear. So we can't let fear win anymore. You know, we have to take control by inspiration. That's it, guys. Okay, I hope you have a great day, great weekend. I will see you soon. Oh, and to end up on a good note, of course, I don't want to just criticize. Actually, Kamala was awesome during the debate. She was fierce. She was confident. She nailed it. We have a new Kamala, where she took her spot from to become the new women president in the United States. But I think having a strong man by your side will help you tap more into your feminine energy and let him do the dirty, strong, punching on the table work. And
I will take you to New York City if you end the video.
all right, let's go. All right, still voting for Kamala. Hey. Don't reveal your identity, Spider-Man.